What is going on, everyone? Stevo Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And in today's video, we're talking about like my bigger collecting goal for the year, something I'm going to be focusing on, and that is light gun games. I know it's kind of late in the year. We're in March, and I'm talking about a collecting goal for the year, but it's something hopefully I could put out earlier next year in the year. But it's just something where there's no real direct focus, so to say. Like, this is going to be one, but if there's a game out there that I need for my collection, I'm going to get it. I'm not just going to tie my hands behind my back because no, I'm only going for light gun games. No, pretty much get anything. And then there's still games for franchises I need for complete sets for the franchises that I love. And I'm going for a complete Wii U set and GameCube sets. But I don't care if this stuff takes 20 or 30 years to do. Like I said, I'm in no rush like people who try to finish it in a year or whatever. It's just all the long game for me. But for a more direct focus this year, I want to look into getting more light gun games for my collection because I love them. You know, we've come a long way from the evolution of light gun games and pretty much light gun games and first person shooters going hand in hand with newer technology these days. That's why I have Resistance 3 showing off here in the back because you got the move controllers and stuff on that, but that's more of a like you're controlling the character and everything. Half-Life Alyx being like probably the greatest example. That game is just incredible in VR, and again, it's like an evolution of light gun gaming in a way because we're still shooting at stuff like we would in these old school games in the arcade, but you just have more direct control. But I'm not really talking about those type of games in this video. Just have that in the background, for example, when we discuss that part. I'm more talking about this variety, the on-rail light gun shooters, because I love them. I love playing these. Played through Area 51 earlier this year. There's a lot of reasons why I like these. Mainly because I just love like shooting things. I grew up shooting guns and stuff all the time, and this is a cheaper option than going out there like shooting at the range and stuff all the time. You can actually be shooting at stuff on a screen, so it's a lot cheaper. But other than that, it's mainly one of the great things about light gun games is their length. They're just not too long to play. You can get through them fairly quickly. 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours. I know Resident Evil ones clock in at some pretty decent times just because in those games you got like save points and stuff. And Dead Space Extraction, you get save points and everything along the way. But other games like in Area 51 can be completed pretty quickly. And I know for me, the love all started all the way back in the day with your duck hunts. Love playing Duck Hunt. Like was a classic back on the NES. But it's been crazy going through like wiki pages and discovering the list and variety of light gun games out there. There are so many on the NES, like I never even knew about. I knew about Hogan's Alley, and that's like about it. The Genesis has a bunch. Sega Saturn and PS2 have a good variety of them. Even the Dreamcast has light gun games. There's a whole, like I said, a wiki page with the consoles and all the games that are for those consoles. Another one of the main reasons of this video is hoping to get recommendations again from you guys. If you are light gun shooter fans, like what are your go-to games? Are there ones you really love to play and enjoy? And if so, what are they? Because I want to pick them up. Now, one of the big things with these light gun shooters, these days at least, is getting the controllers. It's pretty cheap to get a zapper for the NES. But sometimes, like, these things can carry a pretty good price. I know trying to get the controller for the Sega Saturn cost me over $50 for it. And I think they go between like 50 and 70 bucks right now to get that controller. I haven't looked into the PlayStation 2 is an expensive controller. Resident Evil Dead Aim, the only way I've played through this is with a controller. So it'd be awesome to actually play with it with the GunCon. But it's just tough to kind of find one out there, and they are pretty pricey. The cheapest way to kind of go about, other than the NES, has been the Wii. Since the Wii remote has kind of adapted itself to just being the gun controller for these games, it's been the cheapest one. And that's why the Wii has a huge variety of light gun games. But these are actually the only ones I have. So if there are, again, any others you recommend I get first out there that are must plays, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm going to be going through the list and researching and looking up gameplay of which ones I should get. But this is all I got for now, and I'm ready to take a dive in and discover all these other ones. Now, where it gets interesting is this generation with like the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1. There's a lot of games that they are on both systems, but of course, they're more pricier on the Sega Saturn. Now, I already got the Sega Saturn gun, so I would need to get a PS1 gun in order to play those. But there is a lot of crossover for some games, and they are a lot cheaper on the PlayStation 1. I just feel like they probably play smoother on the Sega Saturn. I could be wrong. Maybe the PlayStation 1 is actually a better system to have them on. But for some reason, I just picture arcade style games like playing better on the Sega Saturn. A series I'm really wanting to get are of course, the Virtual Cop games. They're really cheap on the Sega Saturn. It's just a matter of finding them with the box. So many times, because I think one of them came packed in with a Sega Saturn loose. You find that all the time, but of course, I want it in its box. So, got to find that somehow online, all complete. But I'm really excited about it. Again, I just love the light gun shooters, especially how they evolved into these up here. Dead Space Extraction, I need to play that on the PS3 version with the Move controllers because I loved it on the Wii. The Resident Evil shooter games, incredible games. Like when they came out, they like really set the bar for like these on-rail shooters again. So it's an exciting adventure to go down. I'm really curious to discover more of the older stuff too, like the stuff that's on the Genesis. I'll have to get a gun for the Genesis, but again, they have a good variety of games. The Dreamcast ones I think can be pretty pricey, but I'm looking forward to trying to collect some of those. So it's a new journey that I don't know a whole lot about. Still got to do a lot of research for it, but it's one that I'm looking forward to going on because, again, I just love the style of games, and there's so many out there that I can dip my toes in. I'm just excited about it. So, again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you on-rail shooter fans, light gun shooter fans? Let me know in the comments and put your suggestions down there. I know Sin and Punishment, that's another one I have on the Wii that I'll probably give a try here someday, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. It's going to be a fun journey this year, seeing how many we can get, what new guns we can get for new systems, and yeah. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.